Pop metal.
Put your shoes on anymore.
Nope, just slip right in.
All right, so
Slips right in.
we might as well call this kind of a hair band session.
Yeah.
Or what did you say?
Cover
Fred sent
recovery.
Cover recovery.
Cover recovery.
I've been listening to that best of worst of Zepplin, and they'd mentioned Great White doing Since I've Been Loving You, and me and String were talking about it outside a while ago.
Yeah, they anything
And
Zeppelin,
Love
man,
Since-
they tear.
Yeah,
they
Great
tear
White
up.
did good Zeppelin.
That album was a good Zeppelin cover album.
And I bet a lot of people don't really
Even
know
that
about it.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless you're
Great
from our
Zeppelin.
generation,
Well, and it was
in the music
It was
scene.
like I think that might have been an import too, and I think we got bootleg versions of it or something. But
At first, and then they released it.
yeah, then they went back and released it. But if by that point it was probably later on, and probably a lot of people faded out of the hair metal scene and moved on to other stuff. But
Well, I know when MTV was doing their Unplugged, when they did Great White, of course they did all their hits like Joy Shine, Rock Me and stuff like that. But they did this Since I've Been Loving You, and I knew who Zeppelin was and all that, but that's what I was telling String. This song probably helped me go explore Zeppelin more because Great White had done such a good job on the Zeppelin stuff. Because I think Rock and Roll's even on that, like you said, that Recovery live album.
Didn't Tesla do one on their 5-man acoustic of Zeppelin?
Yeah, they did The Ocean. Well, no, that's a B-side. I don't know if they did anything on the 5-man acoustical jam. I guess they leave that comments if there's any Tesla fans out there.
yeah, I don't remember about that.
I do know they did The Ocean. They did a good job on that.
I remember. I thought they had done a Zeppelin song.
But it looks like
I know
we
they
got-
did the Grateful Dead's "Truckin'."
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Mama's Little Helper by
Yeah.
the Stones. Yeah, they did a lot of stuff on there.
Well, it's kind of funny we bring it up because 5-man acoustical jam. Because I was going into town, and Signs came on, and my youngest son was like, "Is this a new song?" I'm like, "No, this is not even their song." But I'm like, this came out in probably the mid '90s, early '90s. I was like, this song's been around for a while, and I said, this is not technically their song. They just redid it. So I kind of had to explain the whole cover song thing to him. But,
What a cover song was.
Yeah, and so he was like, "Well, I thought it wasn't their song." I said, "It's not their song. They just redid it." And it took him a minute to understand what I
They
was
probably
getting
had
at,
way more success.
but probably so.
Now, it had been by 91 because that was the last thing I remember Mr. Kidd saying during our graduation. He was like, that quote, "The long-haired, freaky people need not apply." And that's about
Well,
the time
I remember,
passed out.
and because it had to be. It was probably late. It was either 90 or 91, because I remember hearing that. I took drafting at MTC, and I remember hearing that on the radio, and I remember I did that real loud, and everybody just laughed.
Yeah, Melanie Zirkle and I forget who was on this side of me. They poked me in the ribs like, "Come on, we gotta go." And so I woke up, I was like, "Oh shit, okay, we got to get up here and get our diplomas."
And look where we are now.
Yeah, look where we are now.
Doing shows on
Were
YouTube.
you too famous?
Yeah.
All right, let's play this bitch.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it looks like we got live from the Ritz 88.
88.
And I hope this video loads because this is a great version of this song. Y'all ready? Let's roll
Dude.
with it.
Oh my God!
Rather loud.
Holy sheep shit!
All right. That's the cool Great White logo too. That man is a very bluesy guitar player.
To this day.
Oh yeah.
Very underrated.
He is
guitar.
very underrated.
Yeah, hell of a guitar player, man. Mark Kendall, right? Yeah.
Working from 7 to 11 every night. Really makes life a drag. I don't think that's right. I've really been the best of fools. I did what I could, yeah. 'Cause I love you, baby. How I love you, don't I love you, baby. How I love you, little girl, little girl. Baby, since I've been loving you, yeah, I'm out to a worried mind. Oh, yeah. Everybody trying to tell me that you didn't mean me no good. I've been trying. Look, let me tell you, nigga, working from 7 to 11 every night. Said it kinda makes life a drag.
Fits it perfectly, man.
He's nailed it.
Since I've been loving you, I'm out to lose my worried mind. Don't make me lose it. Guitar. Tears that fell like rain. Won't you hear them falling? Won't you hear them falling? Do you remember when I knocked upon your door? I said you had the nerve to tell me you didn't want me no more, yeah. Out my front door, in my back door slam. Must be some kind of new way back to red, yeah. It working from 7 to 11 every night. It kind of makes life a drag. Baby, since I've been loving you, I'm out to lose my worried mind. Just one more.
You know,
Yeah.
for a band, well,
Yeah, you go ahead.
I was gonna say for a band that did so well at playing everything Zeppelin that they ever did was just spot on.
Yeah.
Their music didn't sound like Zeppelin,
Not
and
at
you
all.
had like Kingdom Come that's pretty much like sounded just like Zeppelin, and then you got some newer bands after that
Greta
that
Van
Grand
Fleet.
Grand Fleet. But you know, they never any time none of their music ever sounded like anything Great White or Led Zeppelin. But when they did Led Zeppelin,
They nailed
it
it.
was
They
fucking
nailed
spot
it.
on.
And that was always what I was. You know, there are just some bands you don't want to emulate their songs. You know, like and Stairway to Heaven is definitely like one of those
No.
songs that or like Hotel California, things to that effect. Like,
Yeah.
But Great White was one of those bands like anything that they did with Zeppelins was perfect,
Yeah,
spot on.
that's spot on. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. There, that
And that's the real deal. I mean, that's
Oh, yeah.
live.
Yeah,
I mean, there
and
was-
it's fitting he's wearing his Swan Song shirt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But they had, I think I'd heard an interview where Jack didn't hear it from, he had never got to talk to Robert Plant directly. He has never talked to him. But Robert Plant, I guess, had told somebody, I guess in the record industry or whatever, that their stuff was spot on. And that's come from Robert Plant.
yeah. If you're getting compliments from that man, you doing something right.
So every night you notice how he would have a different woman's blouse on as his shirts. It was because it was the groupie from the town before.
Robert Plant.
So wherever he was, if he was in Cleveland and he got that blouse, and they were playing Cincinnati the next night, that would be the blouse he was wearing was whatever groupie was from the night before.
You know,
And they said one time I seen an interview where they were talking to him and they were like, what's your favorite thing about coming into the United States? And he's like, when I come onto the East Coast, I drive a thing that's called Skyline Drive. He was like, it's one of my favorite things to do. I sit out and drive Skyline Drive and think of music. And I was like, man, that's dope
pretty
shit.
cool.
That's
and we just take it for granted.
Yeah, it's right over
that's,
there.
that's our back door. Yeah.
That's our backyard. Which I thought that was really cool. to
Yeah,
hear.
I'd never heard that. That's pretty cool.
Well, the episode I listened to on Decibel Geek was talking about, Led Zeppelin, how influential they was.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
by far.
And-
So many bands.
And people,
The other side of the branch of the metal music world.
but you don't hear people talk about them like you used to when we was in school.
Right. Well, times have definitely changed. In
No,
those
yeah.
40,
Well, but like listen to this, just makes me realize how big, how important they were to.
Oh yeah. To the
music.
bands that we listened to
Yeah.
growing up. Yeah.
and it doesn't matter if it's Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin. The riffs still all go back to the blues cordage. Because, the blues went overseas to get famous and then brought back.
But everybody we listen to, we've talked about this. We could beat it till, can't be beat no more. But it's like when the bands that we love today were part of Zeppelin and Black Sabbath.
That tree.
I mean, Aerosmith's been around forever, but they'll even tell you, Led Zeppelin was a big part of them.
Well, and you have all these newer, younger bands that are coming around, that are taking over basically. That, whoever Metallica was their band that got them going or whatever. But it all backtracks back. If it wasn't been for those bands, then that band wouldn't have been what they were. So now that band has influenced this band, and then that trickles down. I mean,
it
it'll keep
keeps it-
trickling
yeah.
down. So you're just going to backtrack it back to all those bands, even if they weren't necessarily an influential band for that band. It was for the ones that influenced
Get
them.
influenced them.
Well, it's like even what you were saying, we was talking about, was the Days Confused? You was saying Yardbirds. Was that Days
Yeah.
Confused? But, even so, basically what you was saying was Jimmy Page was meant to do.
And actually, the song "Days of Confused" isn't actually an old blues song. And then in the Yardbirds, when Jimmy Page joined the band after Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck, the Yardbirds were going through all their things, and right towards the very end, the lead singer had left the Yardbirds, and Jimmy Page got John Paul Jones and Robert Plant, and they were the new Yardbirds. And then the lead singer of the Yardbirds were like, hey, you can't use the Yardbird name. And then they were all sitting around. I think it was like Robert Moon was like, y'all's band was like a Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
or Keith Moon, and then, but
The rest is history.
And the rest was history. So they carried over, Dazed and Confused from the Yardbirds into the early Zeppelin, and again with a lot more of the blues coverings.
And you look at the musicianship with Led Zeppelin. It's almost like super group.
Oh, for sure, dude.
I mean, there was not a slouch in that band. Everybody in that band was the best. For that time, was the best at what they did.
Yeah, man.
I mean, John Bonham, rest his soul, went way too early. But, you just listen to his drumming. Even John Paul Jones, even his bass playing was unreal. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Page, Robert Plant. Of course, everybody knows, everybody's Zeppelin, but.
And then we could go back again with, with Page and Cor, in the heat of the night.
Coverdale.
David
Coverdale.
Coverdale, yeah.
You like
Yeah.
my interpretation there?
Yeah. All right, so y'all want to roll now?
Yeah, let's roll this shit up,
We
man.
ran this
17
one out a
minutes.
little long, so.
Well, we will say, though, that they do have that if y'all want to, I'm not sure if it's on Spotify. It's probably on YouTube. But go check out Great Whites.
Oh,
anything
yeah.
they do, Zeppelin.
Yeah,
they nail
check
it.
that album
They
out.
crush
It's
it.
a good
Yeah.
a good album.
I don't remember that because, like you said, they redone it. They actually came out with it because it was a bootleg for so long, and then they actually redone it and remastered or whatever they did to it and released it.
Yeah, this is like 12, 13 tracks,
Yeah.
and they nail everything.
Yeah, and it's damn good.
It is.
And like I said, I mean, this is just a taste of it, and if you like this, you're definitely gonna
You'll
like the
the
rest
album.
of it. Because
Yeah, the whole
and
album's
if you,
good.
if you don't like Zeppelin, then
You're not gonna
still
like
check
it.
it out. At least sample
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right, y'all be safe. Stay safe. Stay strong.
Love, and hate.
Peace.